What's up, gals and pals? It's your boy Vino, and welcome back to 60-Second Cocktails. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're gonna make 3 cocktails using a liqueur that I like to consider pretty underrated, and it's absolutely delicious. And this is called Benedictine. All right, so Benedictine is an herbal liqueur that was created in France in 1863 by a cat named Alexandre Legrand, right? A big old name for a delicious herbal liqueur, right? Anyway, the funny thing about this guy is that in order to build some like mystique behind the liqueur to help kind of like sell it, he embellished the story that the herbal liqueur was actually made by some monks from the order of Saint Benedict, and that's where it gets its name from. So, you know, false advertising aside, it's still a very delicious herbal liqueur, and we're gonna make 3 great cocktails with it, all right, guys? So make sure you stick around, because we're gonna boogie down. All right, guys, so the first cocktail we're gonna make is called a Monte Carlo, okay? Now, you might have heard of Monte Carlo before. It's a relatively well-known cocktail, and it's basically just a Manhattan riff, all right? So we're gonna have our whiskey base. Instead of using sweet vermouth, we're gonna use Benedictine as our sweetener, and then we're gonna use our Angostura bitters, all right? Now, the cocktail first appeared in David Embree's 1948 book. I believe it's called The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks, all right? So let's look at what's in the sauce, all right? The first thing we're gonna need is 2 ounces of rye, okay? Now, I strongly suggest you try to get yourself a nice high-proof rye, like a Rittenhouse. You should have Rittenhouse in your stash anyway. It's just like, it's a must-have rye. Because, you know, the Benedictine is sweet, so you don't want the Benedictine to overpower, okay? So now we're gonna do a 1/2 ounce of Benedictine. Like with a Manhattan, you know, the ratios are gonna vary based on your particular taste, all right? I don't like my cocktails too sweet, so I'm gonna do 2 ounces of rye and 1/2 ounce of Benedictine. Funny enough, for my Manhattans, I do 2 ounces to 1 ounce, but sweet vermouth is not quite as sweet as Benedictine is, right? Then we're gonna do 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. You can use orange bitters if you like, you know, play with your bitters, you know, try different bitters, all right? There's 2 bitters of Angostura. All right, now we're gonna wanna stir this up as much as possible. So you're gonna wanna get, you know, a good 25-30 seconds, all right, folks? So let's go ahead and stir. All right, guys, so I think I gave that a nice healthy stir. Why don't we go ahead and set this aside just for a second. And we're gonna take out our rocks glass here, which I had chilling like a villain in my ice. If you wanna serve it up, you can go ahead and do so, but I think you're probably going to serve this on the rocks because you wanna continue to add dilution. Again, the Benedictine is delicious, but it is sweet and it is very herbal, so you kinda wanna help with the dilution, all right? So I'm gonna use a big ice cube there, and I'm gonna go ahead now and pour this bad boy into my glass. Oh yeah, that's a beauty, guys. That's a beauty. It smells so good. You can smell those herbs coming off of the glass right now. It smells so good. And then you're just gonna want to add a little orange, a lime twist. You know, if you want to use an orange twist, you can too, but it's traditionally a lime twist. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna express the oils from the lime peel onto the drink. Then I like to rub it for good luck, all right? And then I like to clean up my lime, my peels a little bit so they're not too hobo-like, right? All I do is cut them on the sides just to make sure that they, you know, they're at least not too ragged, all right? You don't have to make it too tight a twist, just a little pull like this and put it right there, right? And there we have it, folks, our Monte Carlo cocktail. All right, guys, so I'm gonna put this cocktail to the side and we're gonna try them all at the very end, all right? The next cocktail I'm making is called a Caprice cocktail. Now, this cocktail actually was first discovered in a book called The How and the When, which was published back in 1937. I couldn't find any copies of the book anywhere, or even like a PDF version of it like that. Apparently, it's out of publication and you really can't find it anywhere. If anybody has it, it's my buddy Livio over at Master Your Glass, who has every vintage cocktail book ever created, right? Anyways, look at what's in the sauce, all right? This one is gonna be using 1.5 ounces of a dry gin. Beefeater is my recommendation. All right. Then it's gonna use 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth. We got dry gin and we got dry vermouth, so that will help balance out some of that Benedictine sweetness. All right, so like I said, 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth. Then we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of Benedictine, the star of our show. Beautiful. And last but not least, we're gonna do a dash of orange bitters. There you go. And we're gonna add some ice to our mixing glass and stir this son of a bitch up for, again, you wanna get some good dilution in there, so we're gonna do 25, 30 seconds, all right? Let's turn this way. All right, guys, I think we stirred this bad boy up enough. Let's go ahead and get our glassware out. We're gonna be serving that in a chilled coupe. I had that bad boy chilling like a villain. And let's go ahead and pour it into our glass. There you go. You have a beautiful, beautiful straw-like hue, as they like to say. All right, there you go. And then we're gonna go ahead and just garnish that with an orange peel. All right, let's get ourselves a nice, pretty light orange peel. All right, first thing we're gonna do, as usual, is just press the oils onto the glass and then rub it for good luck. And then let's clean up our peel, all right? And I'm just gonna go ahead and just give it a little bit of a twist and dump it right there, all right, folks? And there we have it, folks, our Caprice cocktail. All right, guys, so the last cocktail we're gonna make using Benedictine liqueur is called Junior. Now, this cocktail first appeared in a book that was published by Esquire magazine back around the 1930s, all right? So let's look at what is in the sauce. Now, you'll notice it looks a little bit similar to the Monte Carlo. We got our rye again, we got some Benedictine, some Ango, but we're gonna actually be using some lime juice this time, which means we're gonna be shaking this bad boy, right, folks? So let's go ahead and look at what's in the sauce, all right? We're gonna do 2 ounces of rye. All right. And then we're gonna do, let's put this back over here. Then we're gonna do half an ounce of Benedictine. All right, the star of our show making its final appearance tonight, the Benedictine. Then 3/4 ounce of lime juice. All righty. There you go. And then 1 dash of Angostura bitters. There you go. A couple dashes for the luck. What do you say? What do you say, guys? Now let's go ahead and add some ice to our shaker. And we'll give this bad boy a good shake for about 10 to 15 seconds, all right? All right, folks, so I gave that a nice, healthy shake, and we're gonna use our Nick and Nora, which has been chilling like a villain, and let's go ahead and pour it into our cocktail. I'm gonna wanna double strain this so we don't get any ice shards, right? If you don't mind the ice shards, you don't have to double strain. All right, there we have it, folks. Our Junior cocktail. All right, so no garnish on this bad boy, just straight up alcohol. All right, folks, so there we have it. 3 delicious cocktails using Benedictine liqueur. Let's go ahead and give each one of these bad boys a sippy sip. We're gonna start with the Monte Carlo. Cheers. That is fantastic. Oh man, it's so good. Oh, that's really, really good. You know, right in the nose, you're getting those beautiful lemon notes, you know, from the expressing the lemon peel. But then you get these beautiful, on the palate, you're getting these beautiful herbal notes that really blend well with the spicy notes from the rye. This one has a really, really great flavor profile. I absolutely love that cocktail, right? That's a big thumbs up, right? And then next we'll do the Caprice, since that's the second one we made, right? All right, now this one is a gin cocktail, and the other 2 are whiskey cocktails. Cheers. Oh, this is very nice. Now, if you're a martini fan, this is gonna be your cup of tea. It's got like a kind of a Vespa martini vibe going on. I'm not the biggest fan of martinis, but I do like this cocktail. I think that the Benedictine adds enough to make it a little more interesting than the martini is, to me personally. you know, it's a mellow cocktail. It's a boozy cocktail, but it's got a very mellow vibe to it. So you get some great citrus notes from there. You definitely get some of the herbal notes, especially between the Vermouth and the Benedictine, and then you got the botanicals from the gin. So it's herby. It's very herbally, botanically. I'm not sure what word to use, but it's that. It's a whole lot of that going on. Yeah, that's a nice cocktail. Very, very nice cocktail. All right, last but not least, let's go ahead and try ourselves the Junior cocktail, right? Now, this is basically a Monte Carlo with some lime juice added, so we'll see how the lime cuts through the cocktail, right? Cheers. Oh, that is so good. I mean, we're looking at a sour, basically, yeah. It's basically a sour, but it is pretty as hell. Oh, man, it's just... I love a cocktail that lingers. This is one of those cocktails that lingers. It starts off one way, then lingers on the back end. That always makes me very fascinated with a cocktail. Yeah, wow. I really like this one. Funny enough, the Benedictine is most of these you taste it up front. This one, it lingers more in the back. But it's also very, very subtle. It doesn't come out or appear really as much as it does in these two cocktails. So while I really like this cocktail, to me this is just a sour cocktail with a hint of Benedictine in it. This is a whiskey sour using lime basically, with a hint of Benedictine in it. If I had to pick my favorites, I'm definitely gonna go with this one. And you know, I gotta be honest with you, I may go here for my second favorite, only because I think it provides a little more complexity. This is delicious, this is refreshing. I love sours, they're one of my favorite category of cocktails. But I guess I was expecting a little more out of this one. I like it, but it's not really displaying the Benedictine the way I wish it would, all right? So this here though, the Monte Carlo is absolutely fantastic, and this should be on anybody's rotation if you're a whiskey guy, and if you're an old-fashioned guy or Manhattan guy, and if you have some Benedictine, all right, folks? This is the joint. Anyway, guys, so I hope you liked this video. If you got some Benedictine at home and you didn't know what to make with it, I hope I was able to help cure that ailment for you. If you don't have Benedictine, and maybe you've been curious about buying some, now you know why, right? So we got nice 3 delicious boozy drinker cocktails, all using Benedictine, which is a delicious herbal liqueur. All right, folks? Anyway, listen, if you like this video, please press like, please subscribe, and please share with your family and friends. And remember, folks, when life gives you lemons, you make yourself a cocktail. Cheers.